What up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It's Dave Life. You're watching the After Dark podcast. The After Dark podcast is episode number 305. Episode number 305. Prenups. Prenups. Look, man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us tonight, so I want to say thank you, and I appreciate that. Let's start this off like we always do, y'all, the right way. Turn this down. Dear Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray that you would speak to your people. Father, I pray that you would enlighten us, entertain us, and inform us. Help us give a great message tonight. Less of me and more of you, I pray. Forgive us of our sins that we've committed both by commission and omission. Forgive us, Lord. Charge it to our heads and not our hearts. Help us give you all the praise, glory, and honor, and help us have a wonderful conversation that edifies the listener. In Jesus' name we pray, y'all. Amen, amen, and amen. Yeah. What up, man? You're watching After Dark. You're watching After Dark. It is the After Dark podcast. If you want to support us on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, you can follow us. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. So make sure you subscribe. You can also Cash App us at $ Dave Life TV. And you can hit us on Venmo at Dave Life, man. All right. I think that's all the business we need. Now, let me get a couple people up here to help me out. We're going to discuss this tonight, man. I got the usual cast of characters in the building. I see my sister from another mister. You know what? She was here early, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her up first. This young lady has the initials ESQ behind her name. We got big things planned for her. Come on to the stage, my friend, Ashley. What up, Ash?
Hey, what's up, Dave?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be here. Talk about one of my favorite topics.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're the reason we're talking about prenups.
Yes, I did think it would be a good discussion.
You did. And so you sent me a few clips. I found some more clips. And I think tonight we're just going to play a couple of angles. Just play the clips and then see what happens, right? Yeah. This is going to be a free-flowing conversation, so we're not going to take any position. We're just going to go for it. So thank you for joining. I appreciate you, Ashley. I see my brother from another mother. This young brother right here is a U.S. veteran. We call him Good Brother because you ever seen Power and Councilman Tate?
Yes.
I think that was Rashad Tate.
Yes.
Well, we got a brother that's similar. His name is Sherrod. Welcome to the stage.
David. Hey, what's
Good
up,
brother.
Ash? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
How you doing, lifers? What's up, Dave? How you doing, brother?
Good. Wait, welcome back. We talking about prenups tonight, right?
Oh boy, prenups. That's a powerful thing.
It is. Kanye said, "We want prenup. We want prenup."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she gonna leave with half.
Yeah.
Woo. I got
powerful. That in itself was a bar. I want that Kanye back. Like,
come on, man. Where's my
prenup? I want that Kanye.
Prenup. That Kanye back, man. 808s and Heartbreaks was the last good Kanye album for me. I'm sure my beautiful, dark, twisted fan, he has stuff, but for me, it's the first three and then 808. So his first four for me.
808 was tough.
Mm-hmm. I see another lady in the building. Man, she camera ready tonight. Listen, we call her Auntie. She's a video lady. She does all types of production. She has her company, if I'm not mistaken, it's YRQ Productions. Come on to the stage with your mic and your lights popping tonight. Come on to the stage, that's Sister right. Yvette.
What up, Yvette? My lady Ashley. Dave,
what's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
I did not know you were a video lady. I didn't know you were a video lady.
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I'm a Jackie of a lot of trades.
That's what's up.
Yvette does it all. I'm glad you're here tonight, Yvette. We're gonna discuss the topic, and the topic is prenups. Now, you know, Ashley, let me turn the music down so we can get serious. All right, so there's a few ways we can go. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ashley, I got 4 clips queued up. I got 5 clips ready to go.
Okay.
Not that I'm going to play them all, but we have the main clip, which is the one that we posted on Instagram, and it gives a perspective about women getting prenups. And then we have a few other clips that talk about men wanting prenups and reactions to prenups. Ashley, why don't I start with you and just let you give us like a 60-second breakdown of what is a prenup for those that don't know. And Ashley is the ESQ means Esquire. She's an attorney. So what is a prenup, Ashley?
A prenup, short for a prenuptial agreement, is an agreement you enter into with your soon-to-be spouse. Prenup, so it's before marriage, that basically lays out your arrangement for how you would divide up your marital assets in the event you should get a divorce. It can also handle other things as well, like custody arrangements and things like that. But the general idea is basically preparing, making a plan for your assets in the event of divorce.
Making a plan for your assets in the event of a divorce. That sounds lovely, except, and somebody chime in here, it sounds like you planning for the worst. It sounds like you're planning for things to go bad. Is that a valid statement when someone thinks of a prenuptial, that you could think that it's planning for the worst?
Well,
No.
I mean that's the key. You prepare you prepare for the best and you plan for the worst. A prenup,
Oh,
yeah.
plan
You
for the
always
worst.
you all no. You always
Prepare.
prepare for the best possible outcome, but you plan for the worst scenario.
Just
Mr.
in
Audie
case.
Murphy, what can go wrong will go wrong, but you plan. Like when there's opportunity, you plan. That's why you talk through everything.
All
Uh,
right. So
yeah, you plan for the
is it
best.
a way? Is it possibly though giving up before you start?
So
No.
that's how I saw it. I had a prenup before.
All right, Yvette.
You know.
Oh,
I say,
hold on. I got to get that story. Give us 1 minute. You had a prenup,
so,
sir?
Yeah, I did. I had a prenup. When you look this goddamn good, you get a prenup.
oh,
No, I'm lying.
That
That's
part.
not
oh,
it. That's
No.
not
mm.
it at all.
When you know,
Gone
you
with your
know.
fine self.
No,
When
my
you
Hold
know.
on. Say that
yeah,
again. Say that
yeah,
again,
no,
Shirai. I got just for the video, this for the clip. Can you say that one more time?
yeah. When you look this goddamn good, you get a prenup.
I know that's right.
No, what happened was, and it was the worst thing anyway. And I know we got to move on, but I'll talk real slick about it. So, when I was married at one time, I can remember before I got married, I just moved to California, and I wasn't engaged. I was still dating, girlfriend, whatever have you. And then I think when I got engaged, my ex-wife was like, "Yeah, I got a prenup." I was like, a prenup? We ain't got shit to be having a prenup for." Now I got assets, because my father's house has many rooms. But I told her, she was like, "Yeah." So I read over it and I deliberated all the way up until like the day of the wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, like because I did not feel it in my spirit to sign it because I was like, "Damn, we are preparing for the worst before we even get started," and that was my take. And the only thing
See?
she had in there,
Mm.
was like the property. She wanted to keep the property, and if you know me, I can't say that because that's kind of reckless, but I was gonna say, if you trying to jump, I'm not the guy to talk you back on the ledge. I'm like, oh, okay, go
Right.
ahead. Like if you have that, you don't need a prenup. I'm gonna give you all that anyway. I'm not fighting over it, right? I'm
Yeah.
just not. That's not me as a man. I wasn't gonna try to take it, and I was like, I don't want this little piece of shit, right? And I used to tell her that before I even signed. I was like, I don't want this shit. If anything were to happen, I want to walk away clean. I'm not going to keep none of this shit. I'm going to give you all of it because it's energy to me, and my vibranium and my animanium levels go down. There you go, Dave.
There you go. Come on. Where we
Yeah.
at? Yeah.
So Marvel reference, Marvel.
Marvel
So
reference for those that don't know.
so like my energy, I don't want to keep none of that. But we had a hard ass prenup, and that shit was
Mm.
pages too. And they had all the they had all the technical, legal jargon, vernacular, red herrings, all that shit you learn at L1 as an
So,
L1.
Yeah.
so let me pull it back to Yvette, because you did admit that talking about Sherrod, you admit that you were like, why do we need this? Like, what is this for? Right. And it took you aback. So this is a case where a woman came to a man and said, we want a prenup. We should get a prenup. He was taken aback. Now check this out. He waited until the day before the wedding to sign it. Legally, that's called signing under what, Ashley?
Yes.
Duress.
It is.
Where's it out? I'm looking for my. There you go.
That's
Duress.
the key.
Yeah, duress. That's
And
you don't
that's
want
how
you
I
don't
felt.
want to sign under the duress. Yeah, yes, I'm sure you did.
I
You
felt like that.
now
Yeah.
here's the thing though. If she gave it to you 2 months prior and you waited until you were in duress,
No,
That's
on
it
you.
was months. It was months in advance.
So
I had it.
that
I felt some type of way too.
Yeah. Well, my feeling, I used to think that way. I
which
used to
way?
think oh my goodness, you're putting up, when people say prenup. But now that I've gotten older and really understand it, I believe that it's necessary, especially if one comes into the marriage, have worked for and put together things that you do not have privy to. Like, just because we're married, I'm giving you these things. I want you to share in this life with me together. So whatever we get from this point on and go forward, holla holla, those are our things. We will split those things, whatever. But prior to, if I build a business and you didn't have no business, no property or anything, or you just came in with, what you have in your bank account, I think it's necessary to maybe solidify if things go wrong. You don't want them to go wrong, but hey, we plan for hurricanes. They tell us the hurricane's coming, we prepare for it.
Okay.
We prepare for people get life insurance. We're preparing for one day if something happens, there's life insurance there. So I think as I get older and I understand that preparation is the key for anything in life.
Uh-huh.
Even death right now, having a burial plan and funds already prepared for your own burial, I think you should do now, because most people don't think about that. One day you will
Okay.
go. It's sad when you have your family members having to nickel and dime and do a fundraiser to put you in the ground because you didn't do these things prior to.
Yeah. Okay. So you liken it to insurance. Okay.
Right.
I see someone in the green room. Come on to the stage. My brother from another mother, brother Dr. Zenos. What up, Doc?
What up?
Hello, Zeno.
Welcome,
What's up,
man.
y'all?
He's joined from an undisclosed location. Thank you for joining, bro.
I'm underground.
So tonight, Zenos, before I know you have an opinion on this because you told me that. This is about, for y'all don't know, this was my best man in the wedding. He said he has an opinion on this. I want to play a couple of clips. I'm gonna play this one right here. We're discussing prenups, and I said, is it bad or good to want a prenup? And there are different takes on it. Here's a take from a man. Y'all may have seen this clip before. Here's a take from a man about a prenup.
You willing to sign this prenup?
Sure, as long as you're willing to sign one.
You so cute. Cause you think we equal. But I get here, doctors, they make what, 200, 300,000.
I mean, first of all, he came in reckless. He said, I know you think we're equal. Like that's assuming that he says that maybe him and his woman aren't equals.
Disrespect.
Thank you. Does a prenup assume disproportionality?
no.
Does it?
It does.
No.
Absolutely.
I think it does. I think that's a misconception. I think that most people think of prenups as something that, the high income earning man asks for to protect his assets when he's marrying.
Is that
woman.
wrong? No, that's not wrong. That is a scenario, right?
It is a scenario, and it may be still today, maybe the more common scenario, but I think it's changing, right? I think women are becoming more equal economic earners. But even in the case of a lesser earning partner, the prenup really protects both sides, right? Because absent a prenup, all it is the state says what happens with the assets, right? So a prenup just allows both sides to come to the table and agree before you get married how you want to handle your assets.
Hold on, Ashley. You said that a little bit fast for those of us who are not attorneys. All right.
No, she ain't said that shit fast. She said that shit in legal terms of basically saying it protects both people. And she took us to church. We saw straight through that, Ash. You know what you just said to us? We're not equal. We're not the same. Okay?
No, I mean, so yeah, in many relationships, people are not earning the same amount. But no matter what, it still protects both sides. It still helps both parties. Even like you said, Sherrod, right? When you were getting married and you were presented with a prenup, you're like, no, you don't care about that because your goal would be just not to fight about it. You would let the other person have whatever. Well, that's really what the prenup helps you do, is to avoid the fighting, right? Because you have a document in place that already has laid out what both sides are going to do and who's going to get what asset.
But she had a depreciating asset that she became in contact with, bought and purchased prior to me even coming along. Why would I get half of that? Why would I get a quarter of that?
That's right. But without that prenup, you would have. What state was this in?
Let me help you out. California.
See?
Dun, 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 dun,
But more importantly, Sherrod, not everyone thinks like that. See, the purpose of that prenup is to do it while you're in love, and you do want to. You know, if I love you, I want the best for you. So if we decide at one day we want to separate, I want to make sure that you're well taken care of, and I should be well taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So you do that when you still are got the stars in your eye, you still got the hearts in your eyes, and you love each other. Because we all know when you hate each other, you going for DEFCON. It's like, I need to dead you while you're still alive, if that makes sense. You know, like you are alive, but you're dead walking, far as you know that other person's concerned. And therefore there is no compromise at that point, because nobody's trying to be civil. No one's trying to hear each other. So it's best to do it while you're still in love. And oh yes, I love you. I want you to have the car. No, you could have that house on the hill. You know what I'm saying? You do that then.
First of all, my wife said we live. We are live. We live, baby. We live. We live.
Destiny.
Destiny's in the building. I see somebody just joined. I see Kiki and Zeno's just joined. Now, before I let y'all give your takes, Kiki, I see you're driving. How long before you get stationary?
Give me 5 minutes. I'll turn my camera off and my mic off. Give me
No,
5
you're fine.
minutes.
I'm gonna mute you. You're fine. You're fine. Just be careful driving. All right, so Kiki's driving. She'll be back. In fact, I'm gonna take you off the stage. Wave at me when you're ready, Kiki. Zenos, before I continue, let me play the clip, and then I want to get your take on this.
You willing to sign this prenup?
Sure, as long as you're willing to sign one.
You so cute. Cause you think we equal. But I get here, doctors. You make what, 200, 300,000?
Yes, I make that in a weekend. My pharmaceutical company makes over $600 million a year.
I ain't signing shit. Shoot, I made that mistake once. I'm gonna let that happen again.
So Nick said, I ain't signing shit, because Nick wants to be the kept husband and take advantage of her 200,000 in a weekend, income. So I'm going back to this: is wanting a prenup wishing death upon the relationship, or putting a negative cast upon the relationship? I heard Sherrod's take that you prepare for the best but plan for the worst. So it's like having a parachute, right? I get it. It's like having a parachute, before you get on the plane. But some people would say, hey man, when you get married, we ain't talking about divorce. Ain't no such thing as divorce. Ain't no parachute, because it's us until the wheels fall off, until the casket drops. It's till death do us part. Some people are like, when you plan and you bring a plan B, like when you're trying to be an actor, you're trying to be a musician. Some people like, if you have a plan B, you're giving yourself an out. So somebody might say having a prenup is like giving yourself an out and having a plan B. But then someone like an attorney might say, oh, no, you might want to do this. So Zenos, what's your take, especially being a man that's experienced with marriage, being married, for a while?
Let me say three things. Can you hear me okay on this mic?
Crystal clear.
Um, listen, I love Yvette, man. Yvette's she always comes on here with good stuff.
Thank you.
But not tonight. I'm gonna get on her in a minute. Let me start with Ashley. Ashley's a lawyer. Okay. Ashley's a lawyer. She probably has seen some civilized prenups, and I get that. She's right. She's cheating though, because she's a lawyer and we're not. Correct. So she's seen people agree on 50-50, before they even get married and divorced. Great. She's right. That saves you from the court deciding your future. I'm not going to sit here and say divorce, is not possible. Divorce is possible in any and every marriage. A prenup is a power play, typically. So let me take it away from Ashley. I'm just talking about prenup in the sense that we all think about it when the man earns more money and he don't want some trifling chick to take half his loot if should they divorce. Okay, that's the kind of stereotypical way I'm approaching this. It's a power play. First of all, a prenup is a power play. Okay, it's a way for that man to say, I'm in control, I'm trying to maintain control, and you're not taking my loot. Second of all, most other lawyers outside of Ashley that I've talked to have said you can get around a prenup. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
So even having one and signing it, you're not, especially if that woman has kids, y'all married for an extended period of time, that prenup could just get set on fire. But let me say this. Marriage is supposed to be about the two becoming one. So if you sign in a prenup saying this stuff is mine and not yours, and I'm gonna leave with what's mine, you shouldn't get married. Don't get married. Now, I'm taking it. I know Ashley's a lawyer, and I know lawyers, they can't take that legal brain off. And I get it. People think they're in love, and then 3 months later they out of love. I get all that. Those people should not get married. If you say to a woman, I want you to sign a prenup, don't get married, because you're not ready to give your life to her. You're asking this woman or this man, but I'm really talking about guys for women. You're asking her to give you her life, and you can't give up your money. And if it ends, that's part of the game. So Yvette talking about got to have life insurance. Do you keep a baby connected to the umbilical cord when it's born? We can't compare marriage to these life and death type situation. Marriage is something different. Marriage is two come together, and then boop, it's just one. 1 times 1 is 1. It's no longer 2. So if that's not your attitude towards marriage, you shouldn't be getting married. And let me end on this point. Every married couple can do their own thing. I'm not going to sit here and say different people don't have different levels of tolerances. And I know there are happily married people who die with a prenup. So people have to work it out for themselves. But I'm saying from a perspective of what marriage actually is, it's not dating with a ring. It's your life and my life together. And if I got $2 million in the bank, it's at risk. So her life is typically at risk. She got to have babies. There could be complications. A prenup is basically a man's punk way of saying, lady, you take all the risk while I take none. Nah, he's weak.
All right, hold on. Before we react, that's a great synopsis for why a man should not want a prenup. He should love her and go for it. But we just saw a clip where a woman wanted a prenup. Does anybody want to respond to what Zeno said about a man shouldn't want one? Like if you want one, don't marry. You marrying the wrong person. Anybody want to respond to that?
I would like to respond because he did kind of, said he disagreed,
Called
and
you
it's
out.
fine. And
He
and
called
it,
you out.
I know you called me out, and it is perfectly fine. Everyone has their own opinion. However, if you notice statistic of today's world, marriages on most are not surviving. People are divorcing left and right. People are marrying out of lust and not out of love. People are not thinking before they jump in because, again, the sex was so good, baby, I can't live without you. Now let's get married. Okay? No, don't do that. You gotta decide if you're both going in the same direction. These are things that should be discussed before you even get to the I do's. Not because you cute today, because tomorrow might not be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So people get married for a lot of the wrong reasons. And some people believe they're getting married for the right reasons. And some people believe they want to be together forever and it don't happen. I mean, I've had a divorce as well. And I never wanted to. However, I didn't have a prenup. I didn't have anything. Guess what? I didn't even get alimony or child support. I didn't even ask for it. I just said, you know what? I want my sanity. I don't want to be tied up in the courts year after year fighting you, trying to get I don't want to do that. Let me go make my money, raise my kids, and I'll be good. And that's what I did. So I got two, well-balanced young men. And but not everybody would do that. Most women would fight tooth and nail. You owe me this. You took my. Guess what? I don't have that kind of energy to fight with you. I want peace. My world is based on serenity. I need that in my life.
So,
And I
Yvette,
have that.
we want peace. Hold on.
Peace and serenity.
Okay. Okay. Yvette. So
Yes.
people are joining. People are clicking. Like, are y'all still going? So people gonna join in. All right. So I heard what you said, and we want peace. A prenup for me, it doesn't help you not pick the wrong person. It just protects you in the event that you do.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think a lot of times marriages fail before they start because we picking the wrong people.
That's
And
I
I've
agree
said,
with
but
that.
and
I
I've
agree.
you know what I'm saying? I've look, I'm not signifying nothing about my ex-wife. Okay, I'm not. So when I refer to a prior marriage, I'm not like attacking or pointing at. I'm just using my life experience as an example. Life experience. Hey Kiki, are you
Hello,
settled yet?
hello.
Are you
I'm
settled yet?
walking.
Are
I'm
you
not driving, but I'm walking. I'm here.
okay? Well, we get settled so we can focus on what you got to say. Okay.
Let me get in my car. I'm
Just
listening.
wait.
Okay.
Just wave when
I
you're
got
ready.
strong
Wave.
opinions, sir.
I know. Wave
Strong
when you're ready.
opinions here.
Wave when you're seated and well lit. Okay. All right. That's cool.
Hey, can I
You're always on
respond?
the move.
Can I respond to Yvette?
Go for it. 60 seconds.
Yeah, I agree 1000%, and that's really my point. My point isn't about marriage being perfect. My point is do your homework, vet the person,
That's the key.
get some post nut clarity. Don't walk up in here thinking you in love
Whoa, whoa,
with
whoa.
somebody out the club.
Warn me, man. I had water in my mouth, man. Damn. I was about to spit my drink out. Yo, you ever seen the meme where the guy, they ask him the questions of life and he got to go skeet skeet before every answer? They be like, sir, what is the fundamental meaning of life? He's like, hold on. And then he
Oh,
comes back with an answer. It's a whole internet meme. It's ridiculous. I don't know if post nut clarity is going to help you pick the
I
right
like
wife
that.
or
We
husband.
use
yo,
that.
it's
I don't know.
totally will help. It's
Now,
totally will help.
also the other thing is, I take my lawyer hat off.
Take your lawyer hat off. Go ahead.
Let me set it off for just a second. I agree. We all should do our complete due diligence before marrying, before even dating. Even if you're just meeting somebody, talking to them, before you go on the first date, yes, you should have some level of discernment in terms of that person as a partner. But the other thing we have to just acknowledge, the reality is people change. You can go into one
Mhm.
situation one way, as people with these personalities, and people do change. I know people who got married and one partner is an engineer, and then all of a sudden he wants to get into politics, and now your life is you're into the spotlight now. There's really no way to ensure that things will not change, even if you did your due diligence at the beginning in a way that you are not comfortable with. So I just don't think there's ever any way to assure that you will not want to get a divorce. And that's what the prenup guards against, or that your partner won't want to get a divorce, or that your partner will be unfaithful. So in a situation with a man who has money, if his partner is unfaithful, should he then have to give her half? You know what I mean? Or worse?
Yeah, I do think the Zenos, did you land your plane? I know you were sharing. Did you land your plane?
Yeah, I just wanted Yvette to know that my point is, in terms of that, is do the homework first. Just like she said, make sure you know who you get married to.
Yeah. And Ashley's right. You can't foolproof a marriage. You can't say from the beginning, now I want to make sure that we're never going to argue. No one's ever gonna. You can't prevent people growing apart.
It
Boom,
don't.
boom.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
But what you can do is pick the best choice possible, and have yourself, you, and I'm talking about David, be focused on, I'm not gonna quit or give up, and I'm not gonna do something to sabotage the marriage. You can only control yourself, is what I'm saying. You can only control yourself. And again, I never planned on getting divorced the first time. I didn't have Zenos come to the altar and be like, yeah, man, all these vows for God, and I'm gonna get divorced in 6.5 years or however many long it took. Right? No, I didn't. That wasn't the plan. But when things happen, and if someone wants to go, you have to let them go. Now, I didn't have a prenup, Ashley, just like Sherrod. Well, Sherrod had a prenup. I didn't have a prenup, but we didn't have much. we didn't have much. So it's like walking into the marriage. I'm coming out of college. I've been out of college a couple years. She's starting her career. We built everything together. So whatever we had, the house is what we really had, the house and the car and the furniture. Right. And y'all know a man will give that up for peace. A man will be like, yo, you know what? You can have all that damn furniture. Like, if this what it takes to have peace, take the furniture, take the da, da, da. So when we split, lawyers got involved. We spent all these money on lawyers. It was a waste, because at the end of the day, we ended up splitting everything down the middle. I took the car, she took the furniture. We split the house, but the house was a short sale, so we both lost money on the house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if we had a prenup, things could have been faster, sooner. But a prenup, my point is, a prenup doesn't stop you from picking the wrong person. It only is some sort of an insurance if you do pick, if it does go south or you pick the wrong person, or things don't end in a fairy tale. Okay, Kiki, you're joining.
Got paid though, right? Those lawyers got paid.
Gosh,
Right?
my phone is gonna die on y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna throw in my opinions real quick. I'm also a lawyer, and I'm from California. I have strong opinions about prenups, especially being a woman of God. I think that prenups don't prevent you from abiding by God or abiding by your vows. I just think that, especially going through my own stuff, mind you, not a marriage, but an 8-year relationship, going through my own stuff. Had we have been married, I'm real glad that we weren't. But if we were, a prenup would have really solidified a lot of things that became real muddy at the end. You don't know what to do with pets. You don't know what to do with investment properties in other states. You don't know what to do with a wedding that you had planned that, one paid more, one paid the other. His parents paid some of it, and
school loans.
Technically a gift. So that is legally in California. I can take that gift as my own. Don't hate me. I'm trying to charge my phone before you guys exit here. In California, those are all considered gifts. So
they are. Yeah.
If I wanted to be, an attorney about it, I could take that stuff if we were married. But even not being married, I could take that stuff. Prenups, I think, just make it so that, especially for men and women who are of God, right? If you're getting married in the eyes of God, you don't got to worry about an end day, because if that were to ever come, not saying that it will, and not saying that you should even plan for it. It's not about that. It's about, if it were to come, it's going to be clean. And then you can move on for whatever God's got for you next.
Correct.
I will say this, and Kiki,
that.
go ahead and charge your phone and come back.
Thank you.
Because I can't have a quarter of Kiki. I got to see the whole person.
Kiki, are you with me?
She was under the door frame, like, look, y'all, I'm a lawyer.
Was she hot wiring the car? Was that her car?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell.
I
She
think that
said
was her
bump a
car.
prenup.
There was
Hot wiring.
But Kiki said, thank you. Kiki, come back when you can. Charge your phone and come back when you can, because we definitely need more opinions. Welcome to the stage, Tay Rob. What up? Welcome to the stage. Tay, before I even get your input, I want to play another clip because I got a million of them tonight. I got a million clips. All right, you guys. So we saw the clip of a man that says, I want you to sign this prenup. And she's like, yeah, but what if I want you to sign one? And so then he said, oh, you think we equals? He kind of like looked down on her a little bit. I'm going to mute a few people because I'm getting some echo. All right. So, okay. So he looked down on her because he was like, oh, you think we equals? And she was like, sir, I make way more than you. I'm protecting myself with this prenup. So that opens the door to the question of, what do you do when a woman wants a prenup? Should a woman want a prenup? Right. And I think Ashley mentioned it and Kiki mentioned it, both attorneys. Oh, no, this is the attorney show again. If you don't have a prenup, the state has one for you. And that's whatever laws they have based on divorce and separation. So I'm going to play this clip right here and we're going to talk about it.
As a woman who is about my money, I just cannot stress to all the young women out there who are thinking of shackling it up that times are different now. Now, as women start outpacing men in terms of earning potential, you better watch out for them leeches. Now, if you don't get a prenup, you're in big trouble. You got to protect yourself if you are going to settle down with anybody. And I mean anybody. Doesn't matter how good they're doing or whatever. You still need a prenup. If you are working and you're earning good money and you're on a rocket ship to earn more and more and more, you got to get a prenup. Just like Rachel the Bachelorette found out the hard way. At the time, for some reason, she did not want to sign a prenup. According to this article on US Magazine, it's because that they said, well, she said that she didn't want to make a bigger deal of it. First of all, if someone doesn't want to sign a prenup with you when you make significantly more than they do, or that your potential is much higher than theirs is, that should be concerning, because in today's world, prenups should not be weaponized against a woman by making them feel like if they do want a prenup, it makes them look less romantic. That is not the point of a prenup. The point of a prenup is that it protects you, because the marriage certificate, the marriage process, marriage itself is a contract. God forbid anything go wrong, that is what the prenup is there to protect you against. Should certain things happen, certain assets will be divided up certain ways. Also, spousal support will be clearly identified. So do not make the same mistake that so many people do, especially if you're a woman, that you accidentally get into a relationship with a leech, someone who is literally looking to ride your pony all the way till the freaking sunset. And this guy, Brian, who was lucky enough to bamboozle her, first of all, when that was going down, I was like, that guy's a psychopath. It's not going to end up well. He's totally going to leverage everything that she has to offer. And that's exactly what he did. Obviously, so much easier to judge other people's relationships other than your own. I myself was in a lot of relationships like that, and I was lucky enough, I never let it get past 2 months. The worst case scenario, I had a guy that was with me for 10 months. He freaking mooched off of me, lived in my home, owed me money, didn't literally lie to me all the time, and try to gaslight me to make me feel like I was the bad guy. Having gone through that experience, I can just tell you guys, if you find the right person, they should have no issues if you want to sign a prenup, especially if you earn and have significantly more assets. If they don't, that is a red flag. That is freaking weird. A man who loves you wants to protect you and will feel that it's fair, especially if you're coming into the marriage with more assets, especially something like inheritances. That should be clearly lined out. Anyways, rant over. Watch.
So this young lady said a lot. As a professional woman, she started by saying, as a professional woman, you should want to protect yourself as a woman. And then she got into the idea of scammers and leeches. So my question for the team, and I'm gonna start with Tay Rob, since she just got here: can prenups protect you from leeches and scammers?
I think she said a lot. Well, have you ever dealt with leases and insurance? Prenups are like addendums to leases and riders to insurance. If you feel like you need it, then you add it. If you don't, then you don't. I think that if you want to protect yourself, especially in the era that we live in, it's in your best interest to utilize all the tools available to you to protect yourself, because we don't always live in a space where everybody is honest or forthcoming about who they are or their intentions. And oftentimes, male or female, you think you know what you know until you find out what you bought was the representative and you really didn't know the person. Because she
Yeah.
said, I was in a relationship and then I found out. And I'm like, yeah, see, I'm not going to marry somebody I'm still finding out. If there's nothing ironclad and I don't trust you, I mean, we need to already put in those safeguards and those other layers of security. But a prenup is just like an addendum or a rider to insurance. If you need it, you need it. If you don't, you don't have to.
But you brought up the good point of picking again, choosing wisely. And let me tell y'all, it ain't easy to pick a spouse. It's not. It's not. It's not. Because
it just takes work. People lazy, man.
Talk to me.
This woman sitting here talking about, I found out. Let me tell you, first of all, people stupid. Okay. Let me just say that. People are stupid. First of all, you have to take the time to vet the person.
You on one tonight, Doc.
You gotta look at the family. I told you I was coming in hot. You gotta look at the family. You gotta look at the dad. You gotta look at the mama, the cousin, the aunt, uncle. You can't take somebody.
But Zenos, her ass is fat. She got a fat eye.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what we get caught up in.
You're distracted. You're distracted.
But Zenos, the woman might say he could really lay the pipe. He's a hell of a plumber.
See, let me back up for a minute. Let me tell you what the problem is.
Where he at?
He was at your goddamn house 2 weeks ago. He was at your house 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Like the maintenance man. She like workers. Go ahead.
There are several different types of marriages. Okay. First is, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, and I've hit the window that I wanted to be married in, so I'm going to marry this person. That's a mistake. You're playing yourself, and you deserve for half your money to get taken if you step into that.
Wait a minute. You're saying, hey, I need to get married by I'm 30. I've been dating Janice, since I was 21.
You're stupid.
And now I'm about to be 30, and I better get married. Or, hey man, I'm a woman and I'm trying to have me some babies before I'm outside my window. And I've been dating Brad, and I know Brad ain't the best, but you know what? I've been with him 10 years. I've been with him 8 years. I've been with him 3 years, and I'm gonna do it because I need to have these kids. Are you telling me that that's a poor decision?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely, it is. Yes.
People don't see. Here's the problem with marriage.
Yes.
The problem with marriage is you can't test it. There's nothing that prepares you for marriage. Not your girlfriend in 8th grade.
Nope.
Not the girlfriend you banged at the prom. Not the girl you dated in college. That stuff does not prepare you or equip you for marriage, for living with another human being, where everything about your lives is united. So let me just say one thing, and then I'm gonna get off. When Jesus was tempted by the devil said, turn these stones into bread, right? Stones is what you use to build. Bread is what you use to eat or consume. So when you said, what if the girl has a fat ass? That tells you right there, you're just trying to consume aspects of her or her life or his life. You're not trying to build as if it were a stone. See, because when two people come together, they're supposed to be trying to build something, whether it's family, intimacy, a life, et cetera, et cetera. When you come in looking to just lust and consume, you're already behind the 8 ball. So that's why I say people like that, they need to stop, pump the brakes, and ask yourself, get some
But
post-nut clarity. Can you build with this person?
Zena, what if I'm a woman that's raised to marry doctors and lawyers and let me just stop beating around the bush. I'm a white woman in America.
Okay.
And I'm taught you better find you a doctor or a lawyer. You better find you an attorney. You better like marry up, baby girl.
Right.
And I go to college and I meet a bunch of men and I want to marry up. And he's got money. He got money. You telling me that a woman shouldn't choose her security? Like all this vetting, how long is it gonna take her to vet? Z?
She can pick her security all she wants. She's right in doing that. Give me a man with money. So when I have little Brad and Paul and leave him, or if he finds out I slept with the offensive line, then he's probably going to kick me out, but I'm going to take half his money. What I'm saying is the dude in that case needs to be able to discern that she's looking for a come up and not a man.
Which is why I brought this up, because you said earlier that if you have to get a prenup as a man, you marry the wrong person. Don't even marry her. Well, I would argue maybe you're right, and that's the romantic. That's the romance and the agape love, and I'm finding what God is going to give me point of view.
Right.
But if you are Brad and Becky, you could tell she on the come up. But you like Becky, you like her, and you know I could marry Becky because maybe I want a trophy wife and she gonna give me some babies. Should Brad get a prenup in that regard? Should Brad get a prenup?
Brad should move on because he's doing a disservice to his children. Because marriage is not about how much you like her. It's about your children. It's about your parents, your in-laws, all that. It's really the joining of two families to continue to build a family. Should you choose to have kids, it's not about who you like. If you just like somebody, just date them.
Don't marry him. Yeah.
Don't marry him.
Keep fucking them though. I mean, you fuck this shit out of
Okay.
That way you won't have to be in Ashley's house. I mean, in Ashley's office talking about, I was in love, Ashley. I didn't do a prenup. And Ashley don't see how she laughing now. She gonna say, "Excuse me, sir, I got to go to the bathroom," and laugh at you. But she's still gonna take that bread from you. And you don't want to be in that. You don't want to be in that position.
Well, now that you didn't have a prenup, Marcus, my fee is $500 an hour, and I can help you divide all your assets, and we can go into arbitrate. We can figure this all out. I'm your best friend.
I just want to say, for the record, I am not a family law attorney. This is not an ad for me to collect clients and do all of your prenups. No.
Oh, wow. Okay. I got another clip to show. This clip right here. So we open up the doors to man, I got 2 clips. I'm gonna go straight for the juggler because we 48 minutes in and Zenos didn't come to play tonight. Yo, if a prenup protects you, right? So we said that in the event y'all split, you can say, how are we gonna divide the assets, the money, the property? We didn't mention alimony. It was in one of the clips. But you can determine what if there's going to be any alimony before. I don't want to talk about how much I'm going to have to pay in the event, it's over before I marry. I don't want to do that. Me and Destiny agreed. We don't want no prenup. We said, we don't think we need it. We don't think we marrying the wrong person. Now, again, you could say I'm a fool because it's my second marriage and it's my second no prenup. And the first one, maybe I should have had one, right? This one, I don't need one because it's till death do us part. And here's what else I know. She gonna get it anyway. It's hers. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna fight her over this chair. I'm gonna keep this chair. We're gonna argue over the chair. We're gonna argue over the production board. Zeno's the only thing I left with my last marriage. I left with the car, my computer, and my camera.
And that Bears
and my keyboard, yeah, and my Bears and my mic, which is it.
You should have left that shit though. That's the one thing you should have left with her. That shit. You definitely should have left that. You're not a winner with that jersey on, sir. Not a winning attitude.
Hey, Sharad. I think something. Oh shit! What happened, Shirai? I think something happened. I think your connection is bad. Shirai, are you there? Right? The Bears. Listen, I'm loyal to my squad, so regardless. So, but I feel you though. But you know what happened? My nephew, through marriage, I hit him up. I said, "Hey, Auntie, I used to collect toys. I had a Spider-Man. I had a Spider-Man with 190 points of articulation. That meant he could do this. Right? He was 16 inches tall. I had Optimus Prime. So I hit my nephew. I said, "Hey, nephew, make sure you hide my Spider-Man." He said, "Uncle David, I got Spidey. I don't know what happened to Optimus Prime." I said, "What?" He said, "When the movers came, I think she gave Optimus to the movers." I said, that me. Why would you give my Optimus Prime? I'm collecting these things, right? I'm like, I found them. I paid hundreds of dollars for these. These ain't just toys. This is like something collect. He was like, "Uncle David, man, I saved Spidey. I couldn't get Optimus." And when I went back to DC, visited the kids when they graduated high school, right? I walked through the garage, and what did I see? Spider-Man upside down in a bag. Just I'm like 191 points of articulation. He should not be upside down in a bag of toys with basketballs. He was damn near destroyed. I haven't collected a toy since. I gave up. I just said fuck it.
I mean, you got to remember too. You got to remember
They stole my. You feel me, Yvette? They stole my joy. Not Optimus.
No. But that's what. Not all women. Some women. Not all. They know what can get under your skin.
Sherrod, if I had a prenup, Optimus would be safe.
Well, that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, she knew what would get underneath Dave's skin, so she became petty.
There it is.
Right. So the pettiness of it, like you can take all that shit from me. Because see, I value some materialistic things, but I don't value them enough to keep fighting over you.
Yeah.
Fighting with you over them. That's just not how my makeup is, right? Like I can lose all this shit tomorrow, burn it down, and build a new LA next year. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's just my philosophy. Like some of the things that you can never take so many things away from me that would make me want to just be petty with you going back and forth. I'm just not like that. Even with my first divorce and we had a prenup, she's like, "I'm gonna keep the washing machine in the dryer." I said, "You should." She's like, "I'm gonna keep the water dispenser machine." You should. She's like, "Well, I'm gonna keep this too, and I'm gonna keep all the pots that we bought the salad master." I was like, "Bitch, we should. You should." I don't care about that shit. I am so happy to get away from you.
That's our quota. That's our quota for the night.
Well, I'm doing it because Susie Pie ain't here. So my whole thing is, she is, and I go back to Xenos and what he said. Remarkable woman, beautiful woman. I married her at the wrong time in my life because I didn't vet her and I together.
Yes.
More.
Yes.
We were doing the expedient trip on the internet, and I wanted to hurry up and purchase. And it had nothing to do with she had a fat ass, she had all the attributes of a woman. I wasn't mesmerized and getting tossed. It was bigger than that. It was she came along at the right time and what I needed in my life that made me happy. But I didn't look past that one tree to see the forest and a lot of the red tape or red flags on the plate. So what happened was I married the person that I thought was it.
The representative who you thought
I married the representative. And I think for all intents and purposes, she married the representative too. Right?
The right person at the wrong time is the wrong person altogether. The right person at the wrong time is the wrong person altogether. Go ahead, Yvette.
Okay. You said a few things there, Rod. One is you wanted someone to make you happy. That's problem number one with a lot of marriages.
No. Don't hold on a second. Don't misconstrue. I didn't want someone to make me happy. I'm already happy in myself. What happened was I was happy with her. Like meaning I saw myself being with her because how I felt. Not that
Okay.
I gotta be with her because she make me feel like this. No.
Yeah.
I was content with her, right?
Okay.
Because she can't
Well,
make me happy.
well, good. Okay, but even there, you just said something. Don't when you're with someone, isn't it about how that person also makes you feel?
To a certain extent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to marry somebody that makes them feel miserable all the time?
True.
Well,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
to a certain extent, yeah.
But my point that I want to make was a lot of times people do get together because they go, oh, this person is going to complete me. They're going to make me happy. I say you should be completed within yourself before you present yourself. You know, like you need to know who you are. You need to know your ticks, your angst, you need to know everything about you. You need to know if you're a liar. You're like, damn, I do lie a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to know these things about yourself. A lot of people don't take that time to see who they are and how other people perceive them. A lot of people don't take that time. So you got to get real with yourself before you present yourself to somebody else and ask them to live with you forever till death do you part. That's all I'm saying.
I completely agree, and I have a couple of points. On Sharad, you mentioned that things just aren't that important to you. You're happy to part with them and give them to your partner, just to avoid issues, or maybe they're not that important to you. But the thing is it wrong if the things are important to the other person, right? We're all different, right?
Like Optimus Prime.
Like Optimus Prime. And this reminds me of the LA fires. I had to deal with myself on this because the fire got close to my house. I got really afraid of losing it and of losing my house because my friends were losing their houses, and I had to pray about it. Like, it's a thing. Why I shouldn't be attached to it, right? But things have meanings. Things have memories. So is it so wrong for someone who does care about some particular possession to the point that they want to protect it in a prenup? The other point I want to make, going back to that last video, is like, it's always like the assumption is that if you have more money than the other person, that's when you need a prenup to protect your stuff. But the truth is, again, like I said, we never know what's going to happen in life. Things change. Like, you could start a business, even if you do nothing, you could win the lotto. You can come into an inheritance that you didn't even know you were going to have, right? So that's just why I think it's a misconception that it's just only if you have more money or only if you have assets, because truthfully, we don't know what's going to happen.
That's fair. That's fair. I have an example. That's a perfect segue, Ashley. I have an example of a prenup where the individual that wanted and put certain provisions in the prenup wasn't concerned about money. They were concerned about image. Check this out. Now, this is about a 3-minute clip. So if y'all got to use a bathroom, if y'all got to make a move, just listen. Check this out, y'all.
Prenup I've ever seen, which was enforceable, had a provision that said that for every 10 pounds the wife gained in the marriage, she would lose $10,000 a month in alimony. He was very concerned that she was going to become less attractive and he was going to become more wealthy. So his solution to this was in the prenuptial agreement. He wanted a clause that said if they divorced, she was going to get like $70,000 a month for alimony. But for every 10 pounds she gained from the date of marriage, she would forfeit $10,000 a month worth of alimony. And it was designed to sort of create an incentive that she would remain thin. And
Damn. I'm going to let it finish. But can y'all imagine losing 10? First of all, can you imagine paying $70,000 a month? First and foremost. What kind of money was this man making? That's number one. Number two, so you do find your unicorn, and your unicorn happens to make 70 grand a month or more. And he's so petty, he said, hey, every 10 pounds you gain, you lose 10,000 a month. Not 10,000 in total, 10,000 a month. Every pound you gain from the time we get married. What if you marry this woman when she's 21 and she's 100 pounds? What if this woman gives you 10 kids? So she can't gain 10 pounds lest she lose. If she gains 70 pounds, she lose all $70,000. This is a lot. I don't want responses. I just had to paint that picture for the crowd, and we're gonna let them finish. But Lord have mercy.
That was enforceable, meaning they tried to challenge and set aside that provision, and the court said, "This is a disgusting provision. I don't know why you married this person, but it's enforceable. It's a contract. The two of you signed it, and you had a right to sign it, and you agreed to these rules, and they may be ridiculous rules, but you agreed to them, and you have a right to do that." I think it's a kind of love. I think it's a form of love. Is it a form of love I'd be interested in? No, I think it's very shallow in some ways. There's something very honest about it. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that there's something very upfront about it. He was making very clear and putting in writing, here's the value you bring to this relationship. I consider your physical appearance vitally important to this relationship. And by the way, don't skip the other side of that equation. She was going to get $70,000 a month. That's a very impressive number. So I think she also understood there was a value to be attached to him as well. Is it something I would be interested in on either side of that equation? No. But do I have a right to say to someone that's not love? I don't think I have a right to say that to someone. I think that if this is an economy the two of you have agreed on, as a lawyer, my job as a lawyer is not to look, I don't look at it that way. I look at the engineering of it. So if I'm representing her in that transaction, all I could think is, okay, so we're going to want her baseline weight to be as high as possible. So I'm going to want her to have pennies in her pockets at the day we sign the prenup, because you'd have to establish a baseline, right? Because if you say gaining 10 pounds, you'd have to establish a baseline weight on the date of the marriage. So if I'm her, I want that to be as high as possible. So I'm going to be putting pennies in my pockets and eating as many cheeseburgers as I can before the weigh-in. Now, we're getting divorced. I'm going to be like a wrestler. I'm going to be in the sauna. I'm going to be sweating as much as I can. I'm going to take diuretics. I'm going to eat nothing but grilled vegetables for a week or two, I'm going to take off every ounce of clothing I can because I want to minimize my weight. This is why lawyers don't get invited to parties, because that's how we analyze problems. I didn't hear that and go, what is the nature of their coupling? I looked at it and I went, oh, I could play with that. I could, whoever I'm representing in that transaction, I could figure out a way to, kind of make that work.
Lawyers. Whew, he said a lot, but I know, right? And there's questions. There's questions in the comments. A lot of people have questions.
But isn't that what Janet did with the sheik?
Talk about it.
Janet did the same thing.
Explain for the public.
So Janet Jackson was quote unquote in love, and she had a prenup with the sheik. And in the provisions, in the event that they divorced after, I forgot, it was 5 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
She had to give him a kid, which she did.
You're right.
She had to there were some other provisional things. But in other words, if she stayed with him at a minimum of 5 years and
she got a certain amount,
she was going to get $100 trillion. Ain't that what Janet did? Janet did the same thing. And the very day that the 5 years elapsed, guess what she did? Filed for divorce.
Well,
so
I got another.
Love, or was that economically savvy?
I think it was a contract. You know what I'm saying?
Contract.
She secured her future. She secured her future.
Now, this is the key. I don't give a fuck if that's what you choose to do. Cool. No judgment here.
So check this out. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Never got married.
Nope.
But apparently, Tom and Ashley, you might be able to help me out because this might be California law. Apparently, there's something that says if you're with a person 11 years or 12 years, 10 years, whatever the day is, right? The number is 10 years. They say if you, he's saying that, but he kind of adamant.
I know the law, sir.
So you want to tell
common law marriage.
So if you're with a person for X amount of time in California, common law marriage kicks in, and then they're entitled to half. And if I remember correctly, Tom Cruise did something petty with Nicole Kidman and broke up with her or moved out or did whatever, or divorced her. He did whatever he was supposed to do at like the 11th hour. It was like 9 months and 9 years, 11 months and 29 days. And he ended it before that it could kick in. Does anyone remember that story? He did something foul to Nicole Kidman, and she
First
wasn't
of
able
all-
to receive any of his half of his earnings.
First of all, he did Eyes Wide Shut. That's where he first fucked up at. And he never came back from that because they went full retard in that together. So that was
Yeah.
that was a slippery slope. That's what happened.
It was
Then he
him
did-
jumping on Oprah's couch,
Yeah.
screaming and contesting his love about Katie.
With Katie. And then and the worst part is I didn't like this, and I shouldn't say this because I know people who know people, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Jamie took Katie. Why do you mess with your homie's ex? Like you just don't. You just don't. You just
I
don't.
never thought about that.
No, dog.
You just don't.
Who's his homie?
Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise were boys. But this is the key. This is the key.
And he know he like butt.
No. This is the key though. Why did she allow herself to be bounced from guy to guy? Because men are just doing what they do.
Because some people want, and this is why now we're making the argument of why you might want a prenup.
Right.
Some people want clout. Some people want money. Some people think that women will get married and get divorced in order to level up in life, and they'll do it multiple times. And like you said, they may not care about that person, they may not love that person. They're just leveling up. I'm gonna get with the next person that's got a bigger bag.
Yeah.
And like for instance, Kim Kardashian and the basketball player that she was married to for a day or two.
Yeah,
Chris. That brother.
What about
Chris Humphries? Yeah.
What about Mary J. Blige? What she went
ghosted.
through?
What now? That's another story. So we're gonna talk about that. Kim was with Humphries for a small period of time and ended it, and then she ended up. I think Kanye was next.
No.
Who's next? Who was next?
No. She had
Miles Simon.
She had Reggie for a little while.
Reggie, okay. Well, it was a level up, is what I'm saying.
So women get an opportunity to always choose best choice. That's what women get an opportunity to do. So women of a certain caliber are going to stick with the same demographics of men. So they look like a hoe because they keep getting bounced around. But when they get treated like a hoe, why they get mad? Like when Kanye married Kim, we was like, Kanye just married her because he always wanted her. That's it.
He chased her. He
didn't love that chick. He didn't love her.
Or he loved the image of her, the idea of her.
The image of her. And some people marry the image, and that's okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this though. Kanye, the way he did his current wife, walking around butt naked with clothes on. How do you have on a full dress, Tay, and you're still naked? I saw
Exactly.
coochie lips. I saw coochie lips.
And looking
like-
like your ex-wife, like
Like her.
trying to pick up,
You picking clones.
like there's a problem there. Like something ain't right. Well, I already had the original. Why would I get an imposter?
Why? And listen, she got the original. He had the original. Then he had this first imposter was the other one he dated.
Who?
Whoever was before Sensory.
Julia.
What was her name? Say it again.
Julia Fox.
Julia Fox.
So he tried to make her look like the predecessor.
Yeah.
Now he got Sensory trying to look like the predecessor. Like, and let me tell you something. Listen, as beautiful as a woman's body is, I don't want to see your coochie lips. I don't want to see that. We saw deli meat
on the red carpet. Yeah.
On the red carpet.
Because he was with what's the girl name? He was with Amber Rose too, right? He was with Amber Rose too.
Yvette, that's what I'm trying to say. If you're gonna have her take her clothes off, why are we seeing? And we know it's personal.
Because he don't respect her.
Not at all.
Thank you.
At all. Because if you respect your woman, first of all, what she has to be seen is for your eyes and your eyes only. That's number one.
So they can't go to a nude beach. He disrespects her. They go to a nude beach.
That was the Grammys, sir. That was the Grammys.
Thank you.
That was a Grammy where the world is watching. The nude beach is okay. It's a few people laying on the beach. They knew, we all knew. Okay, we doing this together. But when everybody else is fully clothed down to the nine, like we're talking about and then they coming up here,
Vet,
okay,
look at
take it off.
Vet.
Boom.
Why are you trying to figure out the source where it came from, though?
I don't care.
Hey, when
I'm
I
just
saw
saying
that
it's
shit, hey, as soon
respectful.
as I was
Thank
turning
you.
the TV and I saw that shit, I was like, let me go ahead and watch
I didn't watch it at all. I just heard about it after. But my point is the lack of respect. See, if that's love, you're supposed to love your woman and your man. So therefore, you're not trying to do anything disrespectful to or for each other.
But who are you to say that's disrespectful to him?
It's
That's
it's
art.
disrespectful to my eyes.
Yeah,
I want to see.
Why?
disrespectful in general. Children,
That's-
like young people out
Can
there. It's
can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody got a sugar mama and she's rich, she's filthy rich, and you got a young buck and he's on the red carpet. He looking at her with like, you sure you want me to do this? She like, you need to go ahead. And he like, and then
Marcus.
then he drop everything and he got a flaccid penis and wrinkled up scrotum. No one wants to see none of this. It's nasty.
Well, I mean, there is a protocol to being on the red carpet.
Certain
And
things are just for at
and,
home.
and Kanye probably got fined for that because it is a certain decorum you're supposed to have.
Right.
But back to my point, look at the fucking source. That Negro is batshit fucking crazy.
But you're also expecting people who their behavior, their characteristics, their features, the way they interact with the world is how they make their money. The more
That's my
shocking,
point.
the more awe-inspiring. We're not talking about the common individual. Would a common individual need a prenup? Possibly. But would a person who is set up like a corporation who is making a merger with somebody else need a prenup? Hell yeah, they need a prenup. Why?
Yeah.
Because they have to protect all the assets that come with that merger and that are inside of them as an entity. You're not talking about the common person. You're talking about the exceptions.
There's levels to it. I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all have
Right.
changed my mind.
And Tay, I'm just gonna piggyback on what you just said too. When you have a business, you always go in with your business plan. You know, you're presenting this plan for this merger. However, there's always an out. You always have an exit plan too, as part of your business. So if you look at it like that, you wouldn't.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't bother you too much that you like. I want to have a prenup
Mm-hmm.
just in case this particular business venture don't go right.
Exit strategy.
I need an exit strategy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have changed my mind. I see the light.
Right. You know.
I thought we were talking about marriages full of love, devotion, sacrifice. We're talking about business deals. You're right. So you're right. Look, when that man said you're getting 70,000 a year, he already treating it like a contract.
A month.
So
Correct.
So for him, you're just a trophy wife.
Correct.
And if you're cool, some people don't have the capacity for love. Some people ain't looking for a marriage to be love. Some people are looking, like you said, for security. So if there's a woman out there who accepted his terms and she's thinking about that 70K a month, go for it. Love doesn't even have to be a factor. So even though we keep mixing in love, I'm gonna tell you right now, Kim Kardashian ain't trying to love nobody. Okay.
At all.
She loving that bottom dollar. And anybody that's foolish enough to date her or Kanye, they crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zenos, but I am looking for love. I want love in my life, not I don't want an agreement. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there will be an agreement, but I want love as part of that agreement. Like I said, there's three requirements. Honesty. Number one. Gotta have that. You know what? Stop it. That's part of it too. But honestly,
that one of the three is that like 1/8.
But that's at
baby
the end.
arm.
Honestly, the second one, you know, you got to be there for me mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. That's the big one. Then that last one is I need to go woo woo in the bedroom. I need to go woo 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 woo.
But
So what you just
real love would protect you. Wouldn't real love protect you?
So what you just
real
spelled
love.
out. So what you just spelled out, what you just said.
Yes.
You can date a guy that's working at the cashier line in Target.
I said you didn't hear the middle part. You didn't hear that middle part. That middle one is be there for me, but that encompasses a lot. That is to be there for me
Being
mentally,
there.
spiritually, financially.
Yvette,
Okay, see,
Yvette.
okay,
Is it
that's
Yvette or Yvette?
Yvette.
Yvette.
Yvette, I have a question. I have a
Sir.
question. If somebody said, Yvette, look, I need a trophy wife.
Wait, it's Yvette. I've been saying your name wrong for 2-3
It's
years.
okay. I answered. Just don't call me late for dinner and don't call me that B word. We good.
Amen.
Who calling you a B word?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Nobody.
Respect.
Go
But
ahead,
if
Zeno.
you must, put some respect on that. Call me Miss B if you must. Okay.
What kind of shit are you
What if a
talking
man? What if a man calls you sexy, B?
It depends.
Depends on the context. Depends on the
Yvette said that too fast. She's responding to that before. She turned to Earth again. She was like, Marcus.
Marcus.
She said,
Okay, what do you have for me, Neil?
Okay, Yvette, based on what you said, if a man says, look, I need a trophy wife, I think you're gorgeous. I'm not giving you any sex, but you're going to be my wife. I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I got millions in the bank. You can have access to my money if you marry me. You in or out?
I'm out. I've
Okay.
had that. I had a guy offer me the $8 million, and I was like, no, because first of all, don't lead with your cash. I think that's a low. For me, I don't like a person that leads. That's like a show off to me. So don't do that. What else do you have? I want to know what's in your heart. I need to know that you know how to respect and love me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more. There's more to it. I know what I said. That's my joking, but I'm serious about it. But it means I shouldn't have to tell you. You know, like when people meet a person right away, they start saying, "Oh, I need this and I want that, and I need you. And you need to be this way. You need to be that way."
right.
I feel like sometimes you need to allow a person to show you who they are without you telling them, because when you tell somebody what you want, they can be that for a while. They'll pretend to be everything that you said you needed and wanted them to be for a while until that their representatives start fading off because that real person needs to show up.
Me and Dave talked about that. I agree with you.
So sometimes don't lead with everything that you need and you want from a person. Let that person show, like Maya Angelou said, let a person will show you who they are. If they tell you, believe them.
When
but
a
if they
person shows you who you are, believe them. You fucked that all the way up, Vet. I just want you to know.
That's all right, but y'all know what I meant. You know what I meant.
All the way up. The bird doesn't sing because it has a song. Don't be messing up my Angelo shit, man. Somebody show you where they at in the morning. Just shit, believe them. That ain't how that go.
I have you know what, y'all? I didn't play the actual clip.
I think
one
we
that
good.
I put the one
I
that
think we good. We clipped out.
I have more though. Hold on, let me find it.
You know Dave always have one up the sleeve.
I got a million memes. I
can tell you this though. In today's world, while we talking, and I'm not bullshitting, it is so transactional, man. It is so what can you do for me today? Instant gratification. Love is a figment of our imagination if you ain't got nothing to back it financially. I hate to say that, but that's just the world we live in, man. Not necessarily saying that we need to atone to it, but we that's just, man, when I listen to young people,
social exchange theory at its best. It is. It's social exchange theory at its best.
Yeah.
What can you get from me? What can I get from you? But I will argue this. I think that when you find relationships where love and respect are truly the foundational aspects of the relationship, a man will want you to protect yourself. As a matter of fact, he's going to help you protect yourself because that's his nature. If that makes you comfortable, that makes you secure, let's talk about that. Let's give that more depth. What does that look like? How can I support you in that? How can I walk alongside you with that? When you're talking about,
it looks like what?
It looks
like you.
Yeah.
Look like you walking away. You.
Because you're not. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for two become one. When she says, I need you to sign this document so what's mine stays mine, you're not the woman I'm looking for.
But see,
But that's the
that's
beauty
what.
and choice. But
So
that's the
Zeno, that's
freedom
what
of
I was
choice.
at. That's what I was at. I was telling them earlier before you got on when I had a
Right.
prenup, and she came to me. She said, "Oh yeah, by the way, take a look at that sign." I was like, "Oh shit, man, I don't feel comfortable with this shit." I was like, "You ain't got shit." I mean, you literally have this bullshit ass apartment slash condo slash a house slash by LA standards. I said everything the light touches. Lord, me. What we
It's the
talking about?
kingdom, baby. Tell them right.
Like I don't know what you talking about, but this is what we talk about over here. But I felt some type way about signing it, and you know what? I had one of my groomsmen, the only groomsman that walked up to me on my wedding day. He said, "Say, bruh, you know you ain't gotta go through with this shit." On my wedding day, at the wedding, I said, "Nah, you know we already bought the chicken and shit, man, and I didn't pay these people."
Right. I'm happy you said that.
He said, I already paid.
If it's not right, don't do it. And I'm gonna
I
tell
agree.
you, I was doing a wedding, and then this is I had never been to anything like this before, and it was at a country club in New Jersey. Even when I met
Was it
with
in
the
August?
woman,
It
excuse
wasn't
me,
in August, was it?
stop it. You know what? I don't know. But the woman, when I went to meet with her fiance was supposed to show up too to go over what kind of book they wanted, what kind of video shots they wanted, and blah 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 blah. But she kept making excuses for this guy, and I'm listening to her story, and it just sounded like she wanted this wedding way more than he was. And
That's all women though, Vet. Men don't give a shit
no,
about
not
no
all.
wedding.
No, it's
Just
not.
like,
That's
not
not
all.
all women.
No, men don't
Like
give a fuck
I'm
about no wedding.
paying
They don't care
for
about no wedding.
and I'm paying for
I
this. And
gave
I'm
I
paying
gave
for
fuck about
that.
my wedding, Sherrod.
Unless you're Dave.
I gave
Yeah,
fuck about my
Tell 'em,
wedding,
Dave.
Sherrod.
Unless you're Dave. Unless you're Dave. And that is an
but
Tell 'em,
anomaly.
Dave.
but the day of the wedding, and I felt bad still having to take that money because I'm like, I showed up. I still need to be paid. I showed up. But this man did not show up to the
He
wedding.
didn't show
So
up to the
it's like
wedding.
he did not
But I
show up to
think
the
Zeno
wedding.
said something powerful. Zeno said something really powerful. Let's not glance over choice. He said if somebody asked him to sign something that's not his person, okay, then there's a classification right there. There's a qualification. It's not your person. The
Right.
person who says that this works for me and this other one that agrees, that's their person.
Right.
This is
Right.
my person.
Wait,
And
can
you
I?
should have walked away. This guy did not show. The guest was there. You know, while I was there waiting for due to my job, I took pictures. I still took pictures. The sister who came up to visit with her living man, they decided to say the vows instead. She put on her dress, so it didn't go completely to waste, but she put on the dress, and the license wasn't for them. It was for, so it was really sad. I felt bad, and it was a beautiful location. It was gorgeous. But the fact that she threw all this money away because she paid for everything. So just that he didn't invest anything in it. So that should let you know something too. If they're not willing to invest more than just lip service, there's a
Check this
problem.
out. Check this clip out right here, y'all. This clip is Steven Jackson from the NBA, and he talks about what happened with his wedding.
My wedding was getting ready to start, and I had been telling her 2 months before we was going to Texas, look, I'm telling you now, you need to sign this prenup because I'm telling you, don't try me when I get there. You're not going to dictate how I take care of my mama, my sister, and all. I know what you're up to, and by the fact that we're going through this, it's showing me a different side of you. We never had these type of conversations.
Yeah.
So
what was the argument? I just want to know.
It really wasn't no argument. She kept saying she was going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. But kept getting the attitude every time I brought it to her. I'm telling her, I'm like, look, I'm going to embarrass you in front of all these people. Don't do it. It's something up, you know what I'm saying? So I called it off. I ended up wasting like close to $400,000 on the wedding.
Wow.
And we ended up just, partying, and our relationship never been my wedding.
So he had told his fiance, I want you to sign a prenup. He told her, months before the wedding, she kept saying, I'm gonna sign. And he kept saying, hey, look, this don't feel right. I don't think you're serious about this. don't play, because if you don't sign it, I'm calling it off. So she waited until the day of, had not signed it. He calls it off, and then it turns into just a party because everybody there. But you know, he burned 20 grand on a wedding. So what do we say to that when someone says, I'm a sign, 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 and then they don't, and they force your hand? Right?
So number one, he full of shit. He knew before he even got to the wedding, she wasn't the one. So that's on him. That's not on her. Because if she's stumbling and she bumbling and she giving excuses before the wedding, that further lets she know she's not committed, because she don't want to sign it, because she's not there for that. She's not there for love.
Right.
He in the league. So, hey, sign this again. Another month roll by. Hey, you got to sign this. Hey, we getting close. We 6 months out. Sign this. She don't want to sign it. She ain't gonna sign it. That's on him. He saw the flags. He was just trying to force her to do something that she didn't want to do. So get out of here with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
she had a big button to smile. But she had a big button to smile.
We all men fall for it. Teddy already told us don't trust a big button to smile, but we all fall for it.
but
Go ahead, Ash.
he was silly, because if she hasn't signed it, what are you doing letting it get this far where you're spending $400,000?
Right.
Like, that is crazy. Like, especially if it's that important to you where you know you're gonna walk away from it. Like, why would you shell out all that money and she hasn't signed it yet? Like,
I want to say something. As a man that just got married in August, as a man that got engaged the prior August, time flies when you're planning a wedding. Just hear me out.
Okay.
We didn't spend no 400,000. I could tell you how much, but I'm not going
That's
to.
why time flies for you, because you didn't have a $400,000 budget. You walk into any venue with 400,000, Mr. Leslie, you're going to have to wait. They would have made you wait.
I agree, but what I'm saying is the plans that you make when you're planning for a wedding, so much is happening, Ashley, that you could get 6 months down the road and so
No,
you
I
like,
you know I love you.
no,
I love you.
Hold on, y'all. Just hear me out. We had to put a down payment to book the venue. We booked that venue a month after we got engaged. We booked that venue 11 months prior to the wedding. So if he has a $400,000 wedding, he could have had to put 200,000 down on the venue. Right?
You're comparing a credit card to a hotel room key. This one gets you in a room. This one can get you in the city. I think everything you're saying is right, but it doesn't apply to an NBA athlete.
It does not. And it doesn't apply to this particular situation either. Why? Because this is foundational. This is something that he said was predicated on getting married, period. So that's bull crap. I call BS on that. That was one of his foundations. So that's a lie. He really thought that woman was going to do it. He thought he was going to be able to coerce that woman into it. She was standing her ground. And when she did, because he thought that the money would be enough that she would sway, and she didn't, it forced his hand, and he had to be a man of his word. It's bull crap. It's not like, oh, hey, do you want flowers or balloons? No, it's the foundation of their relationship. And he waited because he thought he could wait her out.
Correct.
And he couldn't.
Because she gonna sign this, because look at the access I'm giving her.
Yeah.
Look who I am. She don't want to leave this shit, so she gonna sign
Okay,
it.
wait. All right, hold up. So y'all saying that he hoped that she would sign it, right?
Not hope. He knew she was gonna sign it.
Okay, so wait. Yeah. So was he a fool, or was he walking in love and saying, I believe this is the right person?
It was power. That was power. Now that was a power play for him.
Y'all really think it was power?
For him, it was a power play.
It ain't got nothing to do with love.
Right. So if you listen to, and that's what Zenos was talking about earlier. See, some people use things as a power play. It's like, I gotta hold this carrot and dangle it in your face. You know what I'm saying? So that was his power play move, and she called his bluff.
But hold on, y'all. Wait. Maybe I'm just being naive. Maybe I'm just being idealistic. But if you find your unicorn and you think this is the one, and you're like, I really want to marry this woman. I'm talking about a man, because it's hard for men to give into their emotions. It's hard for men to believe in romance. if you were an NBA player and you're like, man, I've been having chicks across the country for years. Now I'm gonna get married, and you believe you found the one. Why can't he just be someone that really is in love, that really is believing the best, and she lied to him? What
Because
if
you
he was?
first
What if
have
he
to
really?
find the
What if he
unicorn.
really? What if he really believed her up until that
He
day
didn't.
because he was hoping out against hope?
He didn't.
Well, you said
No,
a unicorn. You have to first find a unicorn and not a donkey with a
right,
rainbow striped horn attached to
right,
its head.
right. The donkey
Hey, David, you said the key word. Listen to what you said.
unicorn.
So you
You
calling
said
her an ass? She's an ass. Thing. She's an ass.
you
Thank
said he was out
Biblical
going
word
across the country,
for ass is donkey. Go ahead.
going across the country, sleeping with hoes,
Right.
and now he
The
said,
work, the
"I'm
work
ready
is
to
the
get
work,
married.
sir. In the
I'm
NBA, they
ready to
call
get
it the
married."
work. Trust me.
Okay, he was
Call
doing
it
the
the
work. He
work.
was doing the work.
The work. Not
And
doing, just the work.
just the work. And then he said, "Now I'm ready to get married." So,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
He's
what
ready.
you're ready for.
Yeah.
That don't mean that doesn't mean that women are ready to fall in love, as he says, assuming that that's what he wants. That doesn't mean that
Right.
marriage is ready for him.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, just like I said earlier, because his window opened, now he's trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
There you go. The window.
So
I
Listen,
The
think
window.
that
There you go.
when you're
if
in
it
the
was
league, when
Go,
you're in the
hold on.
league, when you're in the league,
Yep.
no one should get married while they're in
There
the
you go.
league.
There you go.
Like no, if you're playing at a high level, I don't give a shit if you only start one day a week in the major league baseball
Baseball association, NFL.
association for
No,
players. Everybody got groupies. That's why Derek Jeter took 20 years to get married.
LeBron might say something different, but I want to get
No,
Ashley's take.
LeBron
I want to
got
get
hoes
Ashley's take.
too.
I want to hear
Everybody's
Ashley.
on the
I want to see
No,
payroll.
I didn't
It's
say
all,
that.
it's
I
all
didn't say
about the
that.
money.
I didn't
Everybody's
say
on the
that.
payroll.
Go ahead, Ashley. Go ahead. You got a minute. Go ahead.
here's why I think it was not love, because if it was love, he would have sat her down beforehand, because even though she said she was going to sign it, she wasn't, right?
Never
So
was.
that was clearly a key to him. He would have sat her down, had a conversation, and really addressed the issue. But instead, he waited until the end because he thought that his fame, power, money, whatever, would be able to be the last thing standing that would win
Come
over.
on, Ashley.
And that's not what happened. Also, let me just the whole athlete thing. I agree with you. They have access to a bunch of
Work,
Coochie.
work,
women,
just
yes.
work.
But as a
Variety.
product of that world, I don't know that I say nobody should get married.
No, I
But
ain't telling you, you shouldn't.
but
Two of them.
I do agree. Yeah, there's some rare exception. But I do agree that they have access. But you know what? There's people who are not athletes who do the same thing. So
Mhm.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
you got to be ready. You got to be ready. Because yeah. Okay. I
But
have another.
can I
I want
say one thing? I want to go back to what Tay Rob said. Please let me go back to Tay Rob, because Tay Rob, when I said I'm going to walk away, again, that was under the assumption that I'm looking for love.
Hmm.
And I think David's applying that same concept to the situation with the NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would sign a prenup under certain conditions, because if I'm gonna just use a random person here, if J-Lo asked me to sign a prenup to get married, I will sign it 18 times.
I know
I
you
will
will.
sign it 20 times.
I'm
And
gonna hold your hand.
but if it's just me out on the street looking for love, I'm looking for us to both put in everything we got into the pot.
So why you why are you signing
No.
J-Lo's prenup? Why?
Because he's attracted to J-Lo and he's trying to beat.
No, it's because she got a fat ass.
No, yeah,
No,
well,
no.
yeah,
She
he's
has
trying
a
to
big
have
butt
sex.
and a smile and some money. The
And
best.
Well,
Are you not
there is
attracted?
that little thing about her history. I mean, it's not like you can't walk back her
erase the
relationship history.
I'm not
Kind of
following P. Diddy. I'm not following Ben Affleck. I'm not following Batman. No, I'm not following. I'm talking about 2002.
Oh, that J-Lo. Okay.
Waiting for
You
tonight,
know,
J-Lo.
before she
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
was only Jenny on the
Right.
block. When
Anytime
she was
before P.
only
Diddy.
Fly girl.
Anytime
She's
before
a
P.
fly
Diddy.
girl.
So I just
Yeah.
want to clarify: is the reason you would sign her prenup because you would be going into it looking like a transactional relationship because of who she is, or because she's just your dream woman?
No, she's not even my dream. But yeah, it's more of
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to get
Yeah.
access.
That's
First of
it.
all, love is off the table, right? Unless we just happen to grow into love.
Mm.
I'm not expecting that relationship to be, what I want it to be in terms of love. And that's why I asked Yvette the question earlier. To me, that's strictly transactional. I'm now in certain circles. I'm jet setting. I got access to the bank account to a limited degree. I got access to them cheeks, and I'm going to enjoy life until she tells me leave. I'm ready to go
That's
marry
it.
Kanye.
That's
Okay,
it.
which is what I wanted to say earlier about basketball players and stuff like that. Even in the medical field, certain people, certain professionals and business owners, some are the marrying type and some are not. So some like to get married right at the beginning because then they have that person by their side on the journey. So
I
it's
agree.
not like you just showed up now because I got the money. You were
Yep.
there for the ride. You've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You were there for the pains, the almost thrown out in the street. You were there, so now you deserve to
The
partake
building season.
in whatever took place to get here.
Mhm.
Now you have those that they just they want somebody, but they don't feel like they could ever trust anybody because
Yes.
now you're just showing up because I could afford this, that, and another, as we mentioned earlier, the security. So therefore, the pickings become a little bit slimmer. The vetting gets harder because how do you vet that? How do you
Yep.
know? Because I know some women that can play the game all the way down till that baby is in there. You know what I'm saying? They will do what they need to do till that baby get in there. Because now I just need to get a baby because
But
now
let's
I'm
be
taken care of.
but let's be honest. That's what most women do who fuck with a professional player. Let's
Or
call
just
it what
a
it
business
is.
person, just anybody. I mean,
They don't love these
we always
cats.
look at players, but we look anyone with money, a business owner,
Yeah.
because there's other businesses outside of just a basketball player.
No,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
forget. No, I'm talking about all professional athletes. There are a certain group of women who cater to that particular professional athlete. They
Right.
look a certain way, they act a certain way, their edges is good, Ash. You know what I'm saying? They got everything they need. You know why? Because they're catering to what those particular professional athletes like and
Well,
love.
because she's an asset. Remember, it's like a Bugatti. You're sleeping in
Right.
the garage.
Yeah.
You're
You
a
know,
Bugatti.
hey,
You're an
you know,
asset.
listen, man, you know how
But
many things that we done been to in LA and you know exactly what they look like. They're not
Mhm.
your type of woman, but they're not here for you. They're here for them.
Yep.
So they know exactly what they need to do to cater to them, that clientele.
But
right,
why does
it's
it
like
Men
always
don't do
sound
that.
like
Where
it's
do
basketball and
men do that at?
football? Yeah, but why is it always like
men do
basketball and
that.
football players? You
Where?
We do that.
don't hear that
Men
with
do that.
baseball and hockey
So
players or soccer players. They tend to get married, and you always see their whole family
That is not
at the
true.
games.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
not true.
not
so
true. No, ma'am.
but I just
No,
want to say
ma'am.
it's the same with men and women. We always get into this thing where it's like there's women
Gender.
who go after men who have money. It's the same thing. Men are just superficial and they go after women who look a certain way.
Absolutely.
I really see
It's
the
like the young
difference.
guy that's dating Cher. She's like 90. Really? He's not there because like she's amazing. He's there because she's gonna die and she's gonna put it in his
No, no,
will.
no, no.
Put her in his will.
Cher
But
is still
seriously,
fucking though. Cher's still fucking.
of course she is. But for how much longer is that going to be the case?
I don't
He is
know.
securing his future, literally.
Remember, she's the woman. All she gotta do is just lay there. All she gotta do
That's
is lay
it.
there. She don't gotta
Y'all
move.
ain't gonna know the difference, no
She don't
way.
gotta do no
Not
movement.
a
Just
not
lay
a
there.
pure princess. Not
But
a
also
Oh,
princess.
on the athlete point, Sherrod, I have heard people say that about this show Wags that just came on Netflix about these women.
What is WAGs?
Wags is women and girlfriends
Wives
of
and girls.
athletes. And there's a show on Netflix about this
I
now.
thought
and
it was wild ass
Wives.
gremlins. I thought it was wild ass gremlins.
you want to substitute
Wags.
that acronym?
No.
I
Wives and
thought
girls.
I didn't know what they
I
meant.
thought you were talking about the guy from Billions. I thought it was,
Oh.
Bobby Axelrod's right hand. Wag.
Right.
A little different flavor, but the idea is there's these women and several of them have dated multiple celebrities or athletes. Like I think
Yeah, that's what they do. They're never going to go to the
Ex is on there. Yeah, but to be fair, the men have the choice. They do not have. There are other women who are not in that mold of just jumping. But if they're going after the women who are, that's for whatever reason, that's their jam. And if they get burned or anything, that's what they're signing up for.
So they're playing with gold diggers and they're getting prenups to protect themselves, knowing they're dealing with scorpions and gold diggers and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
We need to have a talk with Ashley later. I got some legal questions for that when she's used the word choice.
Oh yeah.
Because if a subordinate at work is propositioned by their boss, we would call that coercion, or does she have a choice?
Probably
not. She may not feel like she has a choice because it can be considered a hostile work environment because of his authority.
Correct.
And why are we saying
it's a disproportionate power distribution?
So then why are we saying that men have choice when they're 19, 20 and they getting so many pairs of draws thrown at them that they've never experienced, right? Coming out of high school, they haven't experienced that, don't they? Aren't they also to a degree being coerced?
I never used drugs, but so that I mean, just because you're smoking, I ain't never did drugs. Don't mean I'm going to do it just because you're standing there.
Hold on.
Drugs and women is two different things.
Because
both addictions.
I don't see the coercion, the power.
I do. Hold on, Ashley. Think about Zion Williamson. 18, 19, 20. He goes into the NBA. He gets pulled into a relationship with a porn star. Now, I'm not saying I'm not just hear me. Here's what I'm saying. See, y'all tripping off the words. Check this out. If you're 18 or 19 and you haven't had a lot of women and you get into the NFL or the NBA, and let's say you're considered average looking, or you played so many sports your whole life, you really didn't chase girls.
Correct.
Now you become this great athlete with a great contract, even though it's a rookie contract. And at every corner, at every basketball stop, you have nothing but professional skeezers. Yeah. Professional. I'm talking about these women are at every hotel, at every city, at every state,
every practice.
You ain't ready for that. And they throwing coochie at you like chiclets. This just everybody get coochie. And they had surgeries. Some of them are former porn stars, some of them are professional
or not. Just wake up looking like that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the professionals. So that man ain't ready for that. But see, the reason why we don't call that coercion is because he has a penis and he wants coochie. So we say, well, he probably wanted it. But
and there's a double standard too. There's a double standard.
Temptation. That's because they were tempted. That's temptation.
Yeah.
No. It's not.
But what about on behalf of the women that's presenting the coochie?
They're doing that on purpose.
That's coercion. That's manipulation. They coming after him. They coming after him.
I keep saying this on every show. Women are way more strategic and smarter than men. They put themselves in a position to choose best choice. Men are going to fall for the okie doke every single time.
You always have a choice.
Fenton said you
go to a game.
You always have a choice.
When you go to a game, I went to a Hawks game, right? Me and my son, we had a Hawks game. I'm looking at all the work on the floor, and my son is 10. And he don't know what the work look like, but he know a beautiful woman when he see it. And I'm watching him because I'm sitting back, we on the floor. And I'm watching the work walk by. And I'm watching my son go like this. And he looking back at me, and I'm watching. And I'm like this, because I don't want him to know. I know what he's looking at, because he's 10.
Right. Yeah.
He's 10 and he gets it. Imagine what the man on the end of the bench who's not getting in the game is doing. That's my whole point. Like, women are you don't see men walking around half dressed trying to get a woman. That ain't our makeup. That ain't what we do.
It doesn't work. I've tried.
I don't know. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and they're walking around half naked down here.
Dealer in
You don't
Miami.
see you don't see men walking around with bikinis
No,
on a sunny
they
No,
day.
they
Maybe
they
that's a
they
short
walk.
story.
no,
They drive their cars. They
they
show their
flaunt their
watches,
money.
and they
They
show their
flaunt their
outfit.
money.
They floss their money.
If
Mhm.
you look at it the other way, you have women, let's say a woman grew up in poverty. She's
Mhm.
never had anything, right? And a man is, like Dave said, driving his flashy car, flaunting his money. Is that coercion? I mean, it literally works both
Both
ways.
ways.
Corey
We
Yes.
just come at it.
Corey Holcomb said he don't like them unless they in poverty. He said when they in poverty, he come up, he can help a little bit, and then that's how he dangle a bill in front of them. So yeah, some men look for women that are struggling.
But see, that's what. So if you want to take this all the way to the uber level and process, all peacocks know how to peacock, right? In every
Mhm.
in the animal kingdom, in the male kingdom, and I mean not the male kingdom, but the mammal kingdom. That's
Yeah.
what all males do. They peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're trying to get chosen by a woman to mate. It's
No,
fundamental.
they're trying to find the unicorn, which is really a donkey with the rainbow horn strapped to her head.
No. Most men don't give a shit about no unicorn. We ain't trying to find no unicorn.
Right.
We'll take a strong 7 or 8 over a 9 or 10 every day of the week.
Hold on
Man.
now. Some men want unicorns. They just don't want the unicorn as like the overall woman. They looking for the unicorn, meaning her boobs, her booty, her lips. They want the unicorn. They just looking at the wrong criteria. But
But I
what's
want
with
to,
the donkey, Tay? Why does the donkey have to?
because that's
what's,
what the men are
what?
getting. That's what they're getting. It's like
Yes.
the switch and bait. It's the bait and switch, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to
Yep.
go back to that man's video when he was saying about the woman gaining the weight, because I had wanted to mention when we were talking about people changing. You think you have the one, you found the one, you think this is it. I got the man that I want, I got the woman that I want. We're going to build this life together. This is when things change. When you're dating, it's just the two of you guys. When you get married, it's just the two of you guys. Things change once that baby comes. And that's where a lot of the divide and the separation actually start right about there. But people don't realize that.
How about if a baby never comes?
That's different when the baby comes. I'm talking about this particular change. All right. I'm talking about this particular change. First of all, her body's changing. So she's going to get hit with the change first. Her body's changing. His body is not changing.
She's not having a baby. That in that particular scenario, she's never going to get pregnant.
Let me finish my story without interrupting with what you're trying to say. Let me finish. Let me land my plane, okay?
I'll wait.
Thank you.
I'll
okay. Wait. Now, she changes first because now she's impregnated. Her body's changing. His body don't change. He just got to hear some extra lip. Then the baby comes. He no longer gets the attention that he used to get from her. So now he's feeling left out of the equation because now she's worried about the baby because now the baby needs all the attention. Again, some more change. He just needs to go out there and make some more money now because we got another mouth to feed. Now we may need a bigger house, so you need a bigger house. So his job now is make more money, but he's not getting the love, the attention, and all the stimulation that once was there before this baby comes. So there's change. And then the feeling, women goes through postpartum depression a lot of times after babies. Okay, go ahead, Shabbat. What do you want to say?
Thank you for releasing me. I appreciate that. First of all, we're talking about the scenario with the lady with $70,000 a month. She's not having a baby. She's getting paid not to have a baby. Her job is to keep a certain weight, certain BMI, shut the fuck up, take this 70,000, and if you get pregnant, you're getting the fuck out. Let's call it what it is. A baby ain't got nothing to do with this scenario.
See, you're being little. You're going back to him. I was talking about the whole general. I was using what he was saying to go back to my point that I was trying to make about changing what we were talking about overall.
Oh yeah.
Overall, earlier we were saying the relationship changed. Zenos was saying that you marry for love and things of that nature, and that's what you go in with. But then Ashley was saying, but people change. And I was telling you what starts to change. That's where the change
you're saying more than not, more than less. Women change. The men don't change. The man is the same consistent person.
everything starts with the woman, with her changing. So, because a lot of times the man is the last to know that something is even wrong half the time.
Hold on, y'all. I want to go back to something. Y'all are spinning the block.
Say that again, you bet.
So I want to go back to
men
this.
are usually the last one to know that there's something that's changing, because the woman is the one going through all the change. So the man is thinking everything is okay, life is great. She's no, the communication is breaking down, because now, you know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of the change actually happens. I'm just being real.
Sherrod mentioned something about the peacock. He's gonna prance and do all this stuff. Have you ever seen a male moose in heat? You know what
I don't go to those websites, David.
I know Dave be everywhere. Ain't nobody got that kind of time, Dave.
It's called research. It's called research.
Can't say I've ever seen it.
He's watching movies, mate. Damn.
Check this out.
Spit
Check
on
this
you.
out. Listen.
Spit on you.
Listen. When a male moose is in heat, he's trying to court a female. You know what he does? He shakes his top lips. He goes like,
yeah.
You gotta let her know. Because you know why? Because he's letting her know. Look, baby, this is what this mouth do. This look. This is what Sherrod said. The peacock is gonna peacock. This is a perfect example.
Whee. Like, you better get away from here. This is mine over here, sir. It's all mine right here. Get your ass from over here with them lips. Fucking lips.
Bring your lips shaking behind on over here. That's silly.
Oh my God.
Wow. Dave, wow.
Dave, I gotta run.
Who's called?
You got you, Ashley. The next time a single man says he liked your number, if he don't go, he not the one. He not the one.
I'm gonna remember that. That's the key.
That's it.
I got you.
That's how I got Destiny.
Oh Lord.
You
Scary thought. All right, guys. You were great.
You gotta run. All right, well, are we okay? So this is it. Is this the wait? Are we leaving? We done? We have 2 hours.
12:15, bro.
All right, then. Well, hold up. Well, let me just let everybody else out. Then, does anybody have any final statements they would like to say about prenups?
Yeah, the thing about
prenups,
yeah.
No, she got to go. Oh,
Like
she
the thing
left.
about prenups, man.
She left. See, Ashley, where you at? Ashley, I hope you watch this. You left before
prenups.
I
Like
say
I
goodbye.
said, man. Prenups are they're I think Tyrod, you said it earlier, man. Prenups are for people who have major assets, major revenue streams, maybe S corp, C corps, whatever businesses that they're trying to protect the validity of those businesses, right? They're trying to keep those businesses close in hand. They're not trying to give that to nobody because they work too hard to get it. Now, if you're with someone who understands that and you can effectively communicate that to them, more power to you. In most cases, though, because I've gone through it before. At first, it may come across as a slap in the face, but when you really get to the core of what someone's really trying to express, sometimes it's understood and sometimes it's misconstrued. Like you never know. So I think it goes all the way back to, again, you got to effectively communicate. But it really goes back to what Zeno says earlier. You got to vet the hell the person you're trying to get with.
Yeah.
At whatever level that is, whether that be for love, whether that be for lust, whether that be for eternity, you need to really vet and discern that person and talk about all those things. And if that person ain't the right one, that person ain't the right one. Move on. It's okay.
Hey, anybody else final statements before we bounce? Are we good? Yvette, you good?
No, I have to bounce.
All right, Zenos, you good? Tay, you good? All right, y'all, we'll call it a night. I appreciate everybody for joining. Ashley had to bounce, so we're going to call it a day, man. It's been After Dark, episode number 305. We see y'all on Thursday for episode 306. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Dave, man. We out, man. I can't find it. There it is. All right, we out, man. y'all. Thanks for joining. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We had a lot of comments that were here. It'll show up when we post the live, which will be right now. So thank you everybody for joining, man. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We see y'all on Thursday. Peace.